Metaphysical essence, doubt physical presence of any worthy to dethrone king. Pitiful presence, my mannerism is evidence of G. OAT lessons, I'm free to live or die akin to Uncle Sam. Sessions 24 and 24, he's 24. I count my blessings, August 197724. Pamela spread them, doctor said push. A head in the chest, thighs and toes. 1 year after 23, my homie's eyes closed. I arose to the realization time is cold.
Welcome to Outside the Algorithm, where you'll find a universe of independent voices. I'm your host, Samuel Patrick. Today is Thursday, December 29th, 2022, is the final live stream of the year. We got quite the show tonight. We got RieLa, hayBand, DeevoDaGenius, and we got Rob, CEO of PUTINWORK, with PUTINWORK TV coming soon, joining us to talk about what he's got in store. We want to know where y'all are tuned in from tonight. We're from all over the map. I'm actually in Canada on the West Coast right now. RieLa's in California. We got a few folks in Massachusetts. So let us know where y'all are tuned in from. Let's see the range. We'll be bringing comments up on the screen all night as the conversation progresses. So if you have something to say, if you want to respond to the artist, if you've got a question for him, we'll be keeping an eye on those comments and we'll bring them up on the screen. So do not be shy. Let us know what you got going on. You can drop your questions and comments in the chat. I don't know. I don't really want to do a super long intro tonight. All I want to say is real quickly, we are adding a new DJ to the squad at LFOD Radio. I've been speaking to people all day. We got some fire DJs that want to join the team. So if you're a DJ and you want to get in the mix, shoot me an email. You'll find it samuel@lfod.life. You'll see the flyer on our Instagram page. But if you're a DJ and you want to tap in with us, definitely hit us up. We're going to be making that selection in like the next week or so, though. So we're moving pretty quick. This is Outside the Algorithm Live. There is a series called Outside the Algorithm where I sit down with artists across the country and we chop it up about their artistry, their message, you know, what makes them unique, etc. And that we just completed season 1. The season finale is out now. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend checking that out. I've got clips from all the previous episodes so you can get an idea of who that artist is, and then you can go and, you know, get to know them better. We talked on there to Cake Swag, Miss Hot Sauce, DJ Candy Rain, Laurel Gold, AJ the One, Yoshi Vintage. We chopped it up with Teddy Rockspin, Zoo DeVille, It's by New. It was a healthy season. Ramon Tristan, a lot of West Coast, a lot of East Coast artists. But that's all on lfod.life. If you haven't been to the website, there it is across the bottom of the screen. Nice and simple. We'll put it in big letters up here as well. All right, I'm going crazy with the buttons. So we're just going to get into the conversation. I got my guy, RieLa, in here. I met him a couple months ago at his album release party. I'm excited to introduce y'all to the energy. Welcome to the stage, RieLa. What's happening, man?
What's the deal, King?
You know, man, it's 2023 in my head.
That part. Focus, forward, moving forward, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. How you living? How were the holidays?
The holidays was cool. All in all, I would say I'm blessed, you know. What about you?
Similar, man. A little smaller affair this year, but like, you know, kicking it with my sister and stuff, so that's good, you know. Right. Family.
That's right.
So before we even get going, because we're like mostly, you know, East Coast based, but we've been spreading around the country. And I think if people think of LA rappers or LA, even if they've never been there, they have a picture of it. But you're from the IE, my dude. So can you tell them what that's all about?
Okay, so the IE is a bunch of cities on the east side, I would say, away from LA. So Chino, Upland, Ontario, Rancho, I believe Corona, but I'm not sure. But yeah, those cities like that, we are the IE. San Bernardino County is basically the IE.
How does it feel compared to, like, how would you describe, like, you grew up there, right?
Yeah.
What's that like?
I lived in Lakewood and Bellflower and out in LA till I was 9, and then I moved out here in Chino.
Okay.
But yeah, it's different. Like where I used to live, it was a black community. Over here, it was mostly white and Mexican community, and it was farm. It's a farm community. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little of a shock for sure, but I made it work, and it's I love it here. So you know, it's
That's
my
man. I've like been through and been around. It's funny, people like LA, like a lot of people in LA are like nervous about the IE.
right. Yeah, they
To them, I'm like, is it like that? And they're like, oh, I don't know, but like, there's a lot of shows out there, and I was like, all
yeah
right.
they just what it is, bro. It's my niggas just lazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a drive, but
Yeah,
everybody in the IE used to driving to LA because everything is in LA.
yep,
They like, man, what's the point of driving the IE type? But that's the vibe they be giving us. So
yeah. Man, it's the same in New England. Like, you can be 20 minutes out of Boston, and people are like, I don't. We got some We'll talk. We got a dude here who's in Brockton right now, so he can speak all on that, because Brockton cats will travel, and then the other way around, not so much. But we're talking about you anyway, man. No hooks and different me's out now.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
How's that been being received?
Well, bro, I'm happy that people are hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Like really hearing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that shit is out. I've been waiting for that motherfucker to drop that shit, bro. So you know, I feel good that it's out and it's in the waves. You know, so.
Yeah, man. And so I was at that listening party. So I've heard it a few times. I've seen your like energy behind it. Like what stood out to me was like, not only are there different sounds on the album, like you have mad different voices as well.
Right.
So like someone who hasn't heard it yet, like, can you sort of let them know what they're going to hear when they press play?
Okay. So it's called No Hooks and Different Me's. The reason is because there's no hooks in the whole project. So it's doing that. It's low key. It's not even low key. It's high key a challenge, you know, because the hook is what catches people. You know what I'm saying? So I was challenging myself, and I'm just that type of artist that I just want to keep challenging. I do some different shit, you know. So when you press play, you're gonna hear no hooks, and then you're gonna hear different. It's different voices, but it's really just different sides of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Gemini. So, you know, I guess they always say we got more than one side and all that shit. And it's true for me, for sure. So, you know, I just tapping into myself, bro, and showing people that it's a lot more to me than just what they've been hearing, you know. So
yeah, man, I liked it because the bar work on that first one is crazy. You had a bar about black and purple and gold, like the Lakers.
yeah, I like gold on his purple skin. I'm a player, I'm a Laker. Yeah, I like gold on his purple skin. Yeah,
You
sure.
had some like, and it just got from there, and then there was singing, and I mean, I was even like wondering how many like layers of yourself you have on each.
Actually, most of the songs is like one take. It's like not really layered unless it's maybe a singing part or, you know, but
yeah. Fire. And then like the other thing that stood out for me from that party is at the end of the video for Hopeful, you have that quote, and you pause on that, and I like that because I'm not a huge fan of hope, but you like reframed it in a way that made it work for me. And so you said hope is just a pit stop in our journey to help us navigate in finding belief and knowing. Can you unpack that for the people at home?
Most definitely. So I'm always on a journey, a spiritual journey. It's never gonna stop, you know. So I've been learning, and you know, when you always see those pictures, it says faith, hope, love, like it's always got the hope in it. And it's like hope really ain't, like hope is just, it's just, I feel like you're supposed to use that to help you get over a hump. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not something, you should dwell on or expect or sit on for too long. Like hope is just to help motivate you a little bit. So I made the song called Hopeful because there is a lot of hopeless people, you know what I'm saying? Of course. And it's like when it's raining and shit is just bad and all of that, and then you randomly get a blessing, and then the sun come out from them clouds. It's just like that's the little hope. Now use that to get your ass up. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
to do what you got to do. But yeah, it's a pit stop to get us over a hump so we can get to where we're supposed to be going.
I feel that, man. I like that because like hope in itself is like nothing. Like it doesn't.
Right.
You
It's in
can't
your
lean
head.
on it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in your head, low key. Yeah.
It's like fear to me. Like they're just two things that are gonna. They don't really do anything unless you
Right.
let them. That's fire. So is that? Would you say like if there was like a general message in your music or like a reason why you're creating, is it to give people hope or like what is that? Like what's the RieLa?
It's really about showing people myself. It's basically me looking in the mirror and showing people that we the same, and they can look in the mirror, and if I can get through what I got through, you can get through what you got through, and it's just to help relate, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro. Yeah, pretty
Hey
much.
man,
Yeah.
that's real.
I just want people to relate, you know what I'm saying? If they can put it in any way that fits their life, and you know, keep
I
it
feel
pushing.
that.
Yeah.
Music for me is like communicating. So like if we both like the same song, we got something in common right there.
Right.
And we can keep, build off that.
Right.
I gotta ask you too. So I did some digging around. You got what's the Gorilla Grub Truck?
Oh, that's my catering business. I have a food business, a food catering business. Yeah. It's a food trailer. I pull up, just like you see the food trucks, and I cook it's called Gorilla Grub. I cook basically like Caribbean street food. So I got the jerk sauces, I got honey jalapeno sauces and all that, over some wings, coconut rice, corn, blah blah blah, all that. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, I gotta tap in with you because I'm like fairly new on the West Coast, so like I have not found my Caribbean spots yet.
Bro,
I've been finding all the other food.
I can tell you about some Peruvian spots though.
Okay.
They out there. They out there.
I'm gonna hit you after this, and we're gonna have to get the Yelp reviews going. That's fire. Congrats on that, man. You are a hustler. All right, I'm seeing the picture here. On top of that, I saw you don't really use Twitter, but you have actor in your Twitter bio. Are you in films?
So, I'm glad you said I'm using my Twitter because I need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, wait, what did you ask me right now?
You have actor in your bio.
Oh yeah, actor. So before I even discovered music as a thing for me, I was in drama class and I was pursuing acting and all of that. So that was low key my first love, being in theater and all of that. So yeah, that ain't go nowhere. I still plan on diving into that, sooner or later. So
I believe it. That makes sense too, man. Because like you seem like a natural entertainer, like sort of turned up type of dude. Like,
appreciate it.
So like,
yeah, you done see me in a different element out there.
I saw the shirt off with the mink, with the bottle. Like I saw, like you were celebrating. So I appreciate the invite into that.
Most
because
definitely.
it was a celebration.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And it did. Did you cook that food I was eating that night?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
So you got a taste of it. Yeah.
Okay, I feel you. The Hennessy cupcakes, there's all sorts of shit.
That was my cousin. She did that. She brought that in. How niggas lit. Yeah.
But yeah, sneaky. So what's on we both said like we're looking forward to the new year. Like what you got coming up?
So I'm gonna be dropping more visuals. It's gonna be like more YouTube shorts, real type of a vibe, but Yeah, it's gonna be some heat, bro. I got some really dope visuals, and it's by Mars, and or a film by Mars. She's one of the coldest directors out there, or is the coldest director out there. So yeah, bro. It's under Untitled Prodigies, which is a record label that I work with, and yeah, we got some things in the works, man. Just really a lot of performing. Like,
Okay.
everybody come out, man. I'm about to be rocking stages, bro. So
I'm
yeah.
ready. I already know, man. And that's funny that you mentioned the shorts because I noticed that there's another artist I like out there, and they dropped like a fire like reel, and it looked like
Yeah.
a music video. I'm like, when's the video hitting YouTube? They're like, nah, I think it's just gonna be that. I'm like,
It's
what?
just
Like, can I get the full song? No.
You know why it's like that though, bro? It's because that's what people want. It's like they have a short attention span, and that's why songs used to be 3 minutes, 4 minutes long, even 5. Songs now is like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes now. 2 verses instead of 3. So it's just YouTube. Nah, we got to do YouTube shorts. It got to be shorter. You know what I'm
60
saying?
seconds.
So, yeah,
Nah, that's some game right there. It's like don't shoot a whole video.
right.
Save some money too. Like,
Hey, if you smart, play it right.
yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate the gems, man. Is there something you wanted to talk about that we didn't get into here tonight?
Let me see. Pretty much. I mean, I got videos out from this project. 4-2 freestyle music video out. The video for Hopeful that we were talking about is out. Like I said, I got some dope visuals dropping. I got some sexy shit that I did with some dancers that I'm dropping tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Let's go.
Go get on my IG. It's RieLa Official, at RieLa Official, of course. And yeah.
Do me a favor, tag me in that so I can share it.
Got you. Say less. Got you.
That's real good news to hear.
Yeah, that's gonna be some sexy shit for sure. If you got give her a disclaimer, she might be like, "The fuck is you watching?" You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! All right, we're ready for that. Damn, I appreciate it, man. Yo, well, thank you for tapping in, sharing this stuff. I'm excited for the new music. That 4-2 freestyle you mentioned, that's the video and the little promo we've been doing. I'd recommend that. I've showed it to some people. They've been impressed. So like, you're a little different at first. So if you're just watch the whole video, stay with him. If he doesn't have you at the beginning, he's gonna hit the pocket that you're looking for.
That's
before
a fact.
It's over. So
fact.
I appreciate it, man. You're welcome to stick around. We're gonna bring hayBand on. You can kick it for a minute, or if you got to run, either way, it's on your time. But
I'll kick it for a little.
All right, then. I appreciate you chopping it up. And if y'all could welcome to the stage, we got hayBand.
Hey.
Hey. What's happening?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like we've been like rocking with you from a distance for a minute, so it's cool to get the face to face. Like,
yeah, and I appreciate the love. Thank you.
Absolutely. Appreciate the music. Pressure out now.
Yes.
Feed Me Lies video out now.
Yes, let's get into it.
Shay, I got to start with this because I've been listening to the record.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really have a tattoo that says you hate love?
I got a broken heart on my face.
Okay.
So, yeah, close enough, basically.
Okay. That lyric stood out to me because I was like, damn, like, I'm a Romeo, so like that makes me sad. I'm like, oh man.
I'm like a Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I get that from the records. Like, it's you're serving something else over there. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. I make toxic music, but I'm not a toxic person.
Yeah, I wouldn't call you toxic.
Wait, hold up. What? How you make toxic music, but you ain't a toxic person?
Cause that's who I used to be. I'm not that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Gross. This is things like, when I was young and stuff. But sometimes I make music based off of like other people's experiences too. I just try to make relatable music regardless. And not all these girls is good. I ain't gonna lie.
Word, yeah. No, I rock with it. Like, I would say the same thing if it was a dude. Like, there's mad people putting out that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I do like the energy. I still love that "Wish Me Well" song. I got to shout you out for that, because
Thank
like
you.
that's one that like you could have just kept pushing that song for years if you wanted.
That's a classic.
I feel that way. I like the new record. Like, it's definitely like you seem like you're in your bag on it. But it seems like you have like a bunch of different styles of beats you rap on. Like,
Yes.
what's your favorite though? Like, what are you having the most fun playing with these days?
I definitely have the most fun playing with the R&B drill ones, just like the ones like "Feed Me Lies" and I Know or "Recorded." Like the melodic drill is just, I don't know, it's fun. It's not a lot of people do it. I don't see a lot of people like singing over R&B like drill beats or like singing over Jersey drill beats. So I took a try at it, seen that I was good at it, and just kept doing it. And now I just feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, it seems like it works. And like shooters, so you got the bars too.
Thank
Like,
you.
so it definitely seems like it works. I don't know who else. Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't heard too many people do that style. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's definitely at least especially in Boston. Like, do you feel like you're kind of in your own lane over there?
Absolutely. I feel like because I am multi-talented, I don't really consider myself just a rapper. I make R&B too, and I drop bars. Not a lot of people out here do that, so it does
Talk that
separate
shit.
me from a lot of it does separate me from a lot of people. Even just the way I come off in my music, it just puts me in my own lane. I am the only girl in my label and Shooters Music. I'm the first lady, so, and we're all hard rappers, so it's just like, dang, yeah. It does set me aside, and it puts me on a certain pedestal.
Yeah, shout out to shooters, for
Absolutely,
real.
shout out to King.
You guys like really like popped out with a vengeance. I remember I saw the 8-zip, the Cream video.
Hmm.
And then from there it was just like nonstop. Like, that's when I caught the wave, and then it was
Yeah,
just like relentless. And yeah, there's like he said a few things on that I was like, what? Like, and it's you guys definitely come hard.
shout out
Pause.
to my brother
So,
Zip.
yeah. Shout out to shooters. How did you link with them?
Um, this happened. It's been about almost 3 years since I've been with Shooters. It was just a really like random experience. I was cool with one of the label mates, and I was showing them my music, and they just seen it in me. Like they just seen it in me. Like, yo, you gonna end up Shooters one day, basically. And we spoke that into existence heavy. And the day I met my manager, it was just like it felt natural. It felt like it was supposed to happen. So ever since then, I never left their side.
Fire. Yeah, shout out Chilla. I feel like you're always shouting them out in your records, and like, making promises about the success that's on the way. Like, I think that's dope that you're like, it's a public relationship with like the goals are public as well.
Yeah. Yeah, my manager is dope. Soon as I met him, he just like seen something like a true spark in me. He realized that I wanted to do this just as bad as like everybody that's else on the team. And you know, in the past couple years, the relationship that we built is like we're like this. Like that's my dog.
Fire. The work ethic is definitely serious. Like,
Thank you.
so as far as I know, you got to let me know, because you're definitely young. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. 22.
Let's go. So you're definitely young, like new publicly, at least to the music scene. Have you been creating music for a minute, or did you pick it up like right around when we started hearing about you?
No, I've been creating music for a long time. I was already like basically born into music. My mother was a singer. My father, he was a a DJ, engineer, had every instrument. He played every instrument. He did everything. So I was just born into music. I didn't start taking it seriously until I was 19 and I got with shooters. That's when everything started going crazy, the work ethic, everything. But like probably from the ages 15 to then, I was like in the studio already recording tracks and stuff, but I wasn't putting them out at all. So I wasn't I had no platform basically.
Yeah. That's fire. That's good to know that. Like, that's so cool when like families that do you make music with your family ever?
Yeah, growing up as a kid, I did. Like, there'll be times that I did records that my father would engineer and stuff. But other than that, I would just start as a teenager. I was just getting into the studio on my own, just being curious.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a spot? Like, I picture y'all in there just like locked in, recording all the time.
That's exactly what it was.
That's fire. So
Yeah.
what comes with being like part of shooters? You say you're the first lady, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you talk a lot of shit. Like, do people want your spot? Like, what's going on? Like,
honestly, when it comes to like things like that, I don't know if anybody can handle being in my spot. Like,
okay.
That's only because, like I said, a lot of work goes into being not only being shooters music, but being first lady. Like, I'm the only girl. I gotta step how I'm stepping. I gotta come heavy every time, and it's different when you're talented. You just gotta do what you gotta do. Like, but not as the only girl. It's not as easy. My work ethic comes crazy. I always had it like this, but there be times I be in the studio till like 6 in the morning. The other night, maybe about 3 days ago, I was recording for like 9 hours straight from like midnight to 9 a.m. I didn't sleep. I was just making music.
Let's
that's
go.
what it comes with, like this life. Like, you could try to take my spot. You could think it's easy, but until you're going from a show to the studio to an interview to another show to another show to the studio, go ahead, try it. Let's do it. Like, but you can't do that. I don't know.
It's a lot. It gets moving fast. It gets moving.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's like rock star lifestyle basically, but it's like it's fun, but it's not. It's draining at the same time. But you get used to it, and then at the end of the day, this is the life that you want. It's the life that I chose. Like, I know this is what I want, so I gotta take it regardless. You know,
you built for this shit.
For sure. You know.
Yeah, learning.
Really, you might need to come every month because, like, I love you in the background. You're like, you're really like hyping it up in a good way.
Word, I fuck with you.
Okay, for sure.
You got to come to the West Coast so you can rock with him now. That's like, when you coming to LA?
Shay?
That's a question for you. Yeah.
Soon. Real soon.
Okay.
Maybe give me February.
Okay.
I'll be out there.
We'll tap in.
For sure.
Yeah, and I say this to everyone who's ever been in here. If I know you and you know me and I know someone you're trying to talk to, I'm happy to connect whatever dots wherever. So anyone tuned in who's been on here before, the same goes to you.
Yeah.
That's dope. I'm glad you're like still rocking with it, not staying up on it, because you dropped a lot. I like what you did on that Uzi beat too. Like, I feel like you're already like ready for the next wave too.
Shout out to Chilla once again, because he egged me on to do that beat. I was like, are you sure? He's like, rock out. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no, I liked it. And that's, speaking what RieLa was saying, that's a short. It's out there. It's a reel. And like, those are like the new freestyles now, I guess. Like,
yeah, I swear. And you know what's crazy? You was just talking about how basically everybody's attention span is short, and like tracks under 2 minutes is basically the elite thing. My tape is literally 27 minutes long. Every track on there is like less than 2 minutes.
That part. My project.
That's how it goes.
Mine's is less than 20 minutes.
That's how it goes. That's really how it goes. Everybody's rocking with it though.
Facts. Fact.
Yeah, I love seeing the support like online. And I want to say that too. It does look like you're having fun as hell. Like both of you, but like you too, Shay. Like you talk, like the records are aggressive, but anytime I see your face pop up, like you're smiling, like you look like you're having a good ass time. So
Yeah.
Hey, if you can entertain, if you're in entertainment, like everybody wants that job, like you said, so you might as well enjoy it. Like
Where you got to make the best out of this, like this job, this life. It's not just a job; it's a life. Like this is a lifestyle. It ain't
It's
no career
passion.
no more. When you really want it the way that you want it, when you pursue it the way that you want it, it ain't no career no more. It's a lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. This is not my career. This is not my job.
Like Shay said, like you try to come after my spot, but you can't do what I do because you got to be really passionate about what we do.
And you got to be able to handle it.
Because we go through some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit. I promise you. There's always something. It's always something. But you know what? What I learned throughout this entire experience being a musician is you can't always find a way to improvise and always find a way to make it happen. There's always an alternative, and you're just gonna do it. Like there's days you're gonna get up and just do it. You can't think about it. It just do it. Like, and that's how it be going. Like sometimes shit goes up from there.
Yeah, if Boston, I gotta shout out Boston for that. If I learned anything doing music in Boston, it was like how to freestyle, like how to you really got to freestyle shit because you might show up at the event and good thing I brought my own microphone or shit like that. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
It be days exactly like, for example, the Just Wanna Rock freestyle. I literally, the day I shot that video, I came from an interview. I said it in the intro. I came from an interview. I wrote the freestyle outside the interview. Spit it at the interview. The shit was so hard. I went to the studio to go to record it. Called the cameraman and told the cameraman, pull up to the studio and shot the video in the studio. This work don't stop. The work do not stop. That's a prime example of, nigga, you want this shit, do it. You gotta really improvise and get shit done regardless. Just less talking, more action.
Yeah. And I love to hear that too, because it's that's you maximizing everything, but at the same time, like that's the city and the scene around. Like if you hadn't had an interview, you wouldn't have written that verse. So you wrote that verse, then you had the interview, then you get and shout out the cameraman being ready to work when they got the call.
For sure.
And the city's been growing towards having that energy, so it's just dope to hear that like people are working and on point and
that entire energy was amazing. Like
it all feeds into it. Like they didn't know when they hit you for an interview that it was going to lead to a freestyle that led to, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And at the end of the day, just like it's hard work and it's draining, but it feels like an accomplishment to me. Like that's an accomplishment.
Oh hell
like that's some crazy dope shit to pull off. You know.
Hey, kudos to you for that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
100%.
Well, yeah, kudos for sure. Shay, was there something like you wanted to chat about tonight that we didn't get into?
Not that I know of. Did you actually listen to the entire tape?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What's your favorite song? What you rocking with the most?
Is it cool if I look at it on my phone? Are you still going to believe me? All right. I do like Feed Me Lies. I think the video helps with that. And I like, see, I have Voice Note playing right now. I was listening to it, getting ready.
Okay.
Let me see. I do like Feed Me Lies. And I've only been through it once. This is my second listen through. I liked, was it Giving It Up? I like the energy on Tech. And Diary's cool too.
Okay.
I fuck with it. Like, I think probably Feed Me Lies is the favorite right now, but I'll hit you again after I make it through a second time.
Definitely. You know what's crazy? All of those songs on there, I'm usually like a writer, but I just got into freestyling a couple months ago, and now I don't even write anymore. All of those songs are freestyles.
Okay.
Like,
word, because not everyone can do that. Like, not everyone needs to do that either.
And Voice Note, literally this is just for future reference. Voice Note is just quick little teaser, a sample of what I could really, really, really do for y'all, because I know there's a lot of people in the city wondering like why I haven't been dropping as much R&B. I'm about to hit y'all with some stuff. I'm about to hit y'all with some shit. So,
all right, let me ask you about voice note real quick.
go ahead.
I think I understand, but like, are you dubbing dude because he sent the voice note?
No,
It sounds like that at the beginning, but then you're like, I miss your voice. But I was like, damn, is a voice note like, should I chill on those? Like,
listen, females, this is female shit, man. Sometimes we don't know what we want. Most of the time, we don't know what we want.
Okay, I like how you changed that.
I'm indecisive. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is girl stuff. 1 minute I might want you, the next minute I'm gonna block you. Like, it just be like that. I don't know. But yeah, nah, voice note. I might have been in my feelings at the time. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, you expressed them. Yeah, it's definitely like I'm excited to hear the R&B. I'm curious what the subject matter will be, because like it has this one, you kind of go in and out of like.
It's always
it's always aggressive, but like you got different tones to it.
I feel like I always, in every single one of my love songs, I always say something to like contradict myself in the song. Like I'll say some shit like I love you, but I don't love you as much as like I love me. Like I'll say some crazy shit and they'll be like, what is she talking about? Like, is she confused? I'll be like, yes, this is the mind and thought process of a woman.
Hey, I'm glad
love is confusing as hell, to be honest.
Hey, I'm glad she said that, because didn't you say I make toxic music when I'm not toxic?
Yeah, it's the same.
That sounds like
self-explanatory.
Yeah. It's good though that like you got it on the record, so a dude can listen to the album and decide if that's what he wants to interact with.
If you listen to my music, you can fully figure out the thought process and inner demons of a woman.
That's right.
No funny.
Okay. Inner demons. All right. And I saw in your other interview, you're looking for scammers, tammers, and like trammers. That's what it was.
Trammers.
Trapping scammers. Like,
see, it was.
How you feel?
I can't choose. How can I lose if I'm already chose? Like, see, like the thing was, I couldn't choose. If I'm given the option between a trapper or a scammer, you just got to trammer. Like, hey.
Yo, I cannot wait to see. Yo, thank you for chopping it up with us. Like, I'm excited to see where things go with you, because like you came out super hard out the gate, and I feel it's only up because like you're working on it. So I appreciate that. I'm glad we linked. I look forward to linking in person. Shout out the whole shooters. I rock with y'all.
Absolutely.
I would have been wearing the merch if I could, but I rock with the movement. I'm with it for sure. Free everybody.
We got on my team merch. We got some stuff for you. So, just DM me your sizes and I'm gonna get you right.
All right, we'll talk about it. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you're welcome to stick around and chop it up with Devo, or same deal, keep it moving. But we're gonna bring Devo to the stage. DeevoDaGenius.
Right.
What's happening, my guy? You are muted. Oh, what an introduction. Oh man. Oh no. I can unmute you. I think I can unmute you. Oh man.
Is he gone? All right, he back.
Oh, I can't unmute him because it says he chose to mute himself. I'm getting a message.
Hit that mic button, bro.
Oh man. Tech support. He said, let me leave and come back. It works. It works.
And I had that same technical difficulty before we started.
Yep.
All right.
There he is.
Cool. All right, man. What's going on, everybody? My fault. So I muted myself, right? Now I was trying to unmute myself, but when I went to unmute myself, like it zoomed in, so like I could only use half my screen, and it was the half that didn't have the mute button. So I'm like, fuck, let me just dip on and come right back.
It's definitely smoothest on the computer for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely tripping for going on the phone, but
you're good, man. We'll make it work.
Yeah, hell yeah. We made it work. What up, bro?
We've had all sorts of build-up for you because we tried to do this last month. You were on DJ, and dude, I'm impressed you were like planning to finish a DJ set, jump into the green room,
Yeah,
and
that's
do
what
an interview.
that's what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to do. Hold on, I'm just telling my client. Hold on, bro. I'm in the interview right now. But yeah, bro. No, that shit was. I'm sorry we didn't get to do it last time, but that experience ended up being pretty fun. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, shout out VB.
Yeah, big shout out to VB. Big shout out to VB. And big shout out to Key too, because she absolutely ended up killing her set. You feel me? So I was glad to be able to be a part of that type shit.
That's fire, man. And yeah, I haven't caught her live yet, but I've heard really good things.
Yeah. She's the truth. She's the truth for sure.
That's fire, man. Well, so I know we couldn't do it at the show, but in the meantime, you dropped a little 3-piece, Poppy Style, Trinity, out now, video, streaming everywhere.
Yeah, instrumental out for me. It's all out. Yeah.
One body niggas Devo be making me proud today.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm about to interview right now. Nah, this is my homie Toll, bro. My fault.
Peace. Hey, man, it's a family affair.
Yeah, it's a family right now. We're in the studio right now. I got Tone with me. I got Ernest Weapon, you feel me, with me.
Okay, bet. Peace. Definitely heard that name.
Oh, there we go.
Peace.
Feel me? Yeah. A whole bunch of family.
Congrats. I want to ask you something about Poppy Style before we keep moving here. You included the instrumental.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what that brings.
Yeah. I know what that brings. Nah, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do, bro. Like, I don't know, like that's what the greats do, bro. That's what the greats have done. You feel me? And like in a world right now where this production thing and producer thing, like even creative music is so accessible now. So like easy for shit to get watered down, you feel me? But the dudes I looked up to, they came up in a time where music was kind of exclusive. So like you had the liberty of doing certain things like creating vinyl and like having on certain vinyls, like being able to put the instrumental out of the record, you feel what I'm saying? And real like those DJs who really like digged or like rappers that really cared about the culture would really like go out their way to really find the instrumentals too. Some niggas would even do their own shit with the instrumentals, you feel me? So like I'm trying to keep that going in the modern day. You feel me? Like I don't know when the last time I seen that shit, aside from anybody like obviously above my age group or actually comes from that era. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, they'll drop it sometimes, but that's fire. So you want people to hop on it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want. It's like for me, it's like a competition thing. Like y'all seen how Milk and C4 did it, so let's see what y'all got. You feel me? Like I don't know. Like maybe shout the Urban Product. Shout out my boy DME. He was talking about doing like a Poppy Style challenge. Feel me? My boy Ernest actually thinking about doing it. And shout out my homeboy.
Oh man, we're having difficulties. Yo, we're gonna give him a second here. Devo's got a lot going on in that space. It seems like he should pop back in. I'm thinking it was hopefully just a button, not a dead battery. That's DeevoDaGenius. You can get that new record, Poppy Style / Trinity, wherever you can find music these days. That record features Milkshaw Benedict and C4, who have some things in common with our next guest today that we'll be bringing up. So we'll be unpacking that for sure. But if you want to tap in with Devo, it's at DeevoDaGenius. Shout out Dave Scribes in the building. Shooters Music. Yes, indeed. Y'all got comments, questions, etc., and you drop them in there. We can pull them on the screen just like that. So let us know what you got going on. We'll give Devo a minute here to pop in. I was saying beforehand, like live is no problem. We can make it work. So he's testing me. I will say, as someone who does radio and things of that nature, the DJ pack is super crucial. So he has the instrumental on there. But if you're an artist, even if you're not going to put the instrumental on Spotify or streaming or whatever, having that DJ pack with the instrumental, with the acapella and dirty and clean version of the song would not leave the studio without that. It's super simple. Add it to your workflow right before you leave. Yo, man, can you bounce me the instrumental, the acapella, the clean version. Don't wait till you have someone asking you for a clean version to have to get it made. Shit, get a show mix while you're in there. But the instrumental's clutch because then DJs can make their own blends with it, create their own remixes, create whatever. But also something like, we don't do it on these streams, but like on radio or something like that, would have a sound bed beneath us while we're talking, and having that instrumental goes a long way, because especially if it's something people recognize, like, oh damn, I have heard that song, that's fire. Or if they don't know it, it's just subtly being broadcast to them. Plus, on top of that, if people sound good rapping on it, they'll sound good talking on it. So always have an instrumental version. They are so useful, beyond useful, I would say. And that's definitely, shout out homies in the comments. Devo's coming back. His phone died. See, teamwork, making the dream work out here. Definitely, I'm going to add that to the notes for future guests, fully charged phones before we start the program. But yeah, definitely instrumentals. And we're going to be bringing on Rob from PUTINWORK shortly here. Shout out Rob, super patient. I know he's ready to get at it. And I'm ready to find out what's going on with PUTINWORK TV. Because this guy moves in silence, like I said before. Like, we see little hints and little clues, and definitely know it's going to be major. So we're going to dig into that and figure out what's happening there. One more time, we'll give Devo a few more moments here. He's going to get skipped, though, if he doesn't come back shortly. And we'll just have to come back around on that. But if he's getting his phone together, shout his homies if they're tuned in. Let them know. Get it moving. But yeah, it's interesting. Devo's kind of like full circle, because I met Devo we were doing live streams in 2020 every week on our Instagram page. And I would just have anybody in the world. Here he is. I gave you a little bit of shit for the dead phone, but like, we're back.
Yeah. That's on me. I should have had my phone charged, bro. My charger was right here, and I was like, yo, I gotta plug my phone in. And then my shit ended up dying.
Yeah, but I was saying too, like, yeah, the instrumental's clutch because it's useful for radio DJs as well, for like a sound bed. Like, there's so many.
Yeah.
I was talking about the DJ pack. Always have
Yeah, bro. That shit's essential as hell, bro. Like, I remember, you feel me, being like listening to like NPR and shit when I was younger, and like just hearing how like on the radio, like there'd be cuts of like beats that I really fucked with. Like, one of my first MF Doom, that's one of the first ways I was exposed to Doom. I think like in Madlib, there's an instrumental on NPR that I think Doom had rapped over that was being played on NPR. You feel me? And I think like I did a whole bunch of digging. Like, I'm a real digger, bro. You feel me? Like, I'll dig for music samples, whatever. Like, that's what I come from. Like, we didn't do. I feel like me and my homies, we didn't really do it in the crate digging sense, because we kind of came up with a different time. But in our own way, we would find ways to like dig like the internet, or just like resources we had around each other to like get records. You feel me? Or enjoy records type shit.
I feel that, man. That's what it's about. Discovery.
Exactly.
For me, at least.
Exactly.
Like, always something new. What's that? That's dope that NPR put you on.
NPR, bro. Shout out NPR, bro. Like, I hope one day like my shit ends up on NPR for real. I really fuck with NPR.
Bad dude. Yo, so I was saying we met like on one of our live streams we used to do during 2020, where we would have random folks come on. I never know who I was gonna meet, and I think you had just moved to Lowell, or moved back to Lowell. Is that true? Did he freeze now? Oh my God. Bro. I heard him say, uh-oh, but all right, Devo. Where you at?
Okay, I'm back.
You back? All right.
Yeah,
so, all right, you got one more. You got one more strike.
I don't know what the hell was.
And then we'll bring on Rob, and you'll come on after Rob. But okay. So I met you on the live stream, and I believe you. I'm
trying, bro. It's like the elements.
I feel you. I feel like you had just moved back to Lowell, right? You're from Lowell, but you had just moved back to Lowell in 21. Can you hear me? Jesus. Fam.
Yeah, I remember that shit. I remember that shit.
Oh, you do? Yo, your shit is so delayed right now. Are you on Wi-Fi?
You believe I had what?
Are you on Wi-Fi?
Yo, this shit is crazy.
Yeah. You're super delayed,
Oh no,
man.
not moved back to it, but I just came back. I just came back from Atlanta. I remember that. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now? Can you hear me?
Dog, this shit. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, I think it's frozen a little bit. All right. I'm just gonna talk to you. Like, so you had just dropped.
Nah, I just took my Wi-Fi off. This crazy, bro. What the fuck?
Okay, this is better now. Now I can hear you. This is better. This is the best it's been. It's funny because there's like a backstage area, and I can just see Rob like in the background just cheesing. Like, all right, Devo. 30 seconds though, and then we're gonna try this again another time. Oh my god. All right, we're gonna bring Rob to the stage. Devo, when you get back on here, we'll bring you on after Rob, because I really do want to talk to you. I have mad notes and like things that I'd like to talk to you about. But Rob, the CEO of PUTINWORK, coming to the stage now. You're tuned into Outside the Algorithm live. What's going on, man?
Man, what's up, baby? How you living, man?
You're seeing it. You're seeing it.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
It happens, man. Technical difficulties occur to us all.
It happens to the best of us, for real.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. You know what I mean? I'm chill. Thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate you. You know, I don't really, you know what I mean? I rock with you. You feel me?
Likewise, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're giving us like the inside look at things, because I know you're not, like you said, you're not always doing that type of stuff. So,
yeah, facts. You feel me?
Before we even get going, I met you through DeevoDaGenius.
Yes.
He's dropping on New Year's, right?
Maybe a little bit before that, man. You know what I mean? You got a little surprise, man. He gonna go live with that in like a day or so. You feel me? Yeah, but he got some crazy joints coming. So it's a few.
Okay.
I mean,
I wanted to make sure we got that shout out in, because I saw
executive produced by me. You feel me? So I'm excited. We did some good work. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that another? I know you've always been like in the studio with your artists, but is that like another new title for you to put on, or have you been?
No, executive production. I started really with executive production, bro. Like I think I'm 10, 12 projects in since 2014. So I know I just posted some on my Instagram. Like I executive produced like 240 minutes worth of music, so about 4 hours. That's
nice.
Released. You feel me? Like in the stash, I probably got like 1,000 minutes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So now we're just formulating it, putting into different releases and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm either in the studio, or even when I'm not in the studio, we come together and I formulate it, and then we come together with plans and things of that nature. So yeah, I got a few coming next year. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it, man. I just found out you manage Gib as well.
Yeah. Give DJ. Yeah.
You know, we used to do a thing called The Shift, where it's like an 8-hour beat tape.
Yeah, I know. I managed him during when he did that.
Oh, I didn't realize you were playing. Yo, that was some of the most fun I had making music. I love the way that dude makes music. He has so much fun making music.
He's a musical savant. You feel me? Like he's one of one. Like he's crazy. Like he's nuts. He's next level. So yeah, of course he put in work.
Yeah, you got to put in work around
you.
That's
a fact.
I appreciate that. Like that, you're always like, you're just around talented artists. Like it's dope. Is there anybody, like, before we even keep going, other than them, because we're already shouting people out, any artists you're working with, you're excited about, that you want to shout out before we get into PUTINWORK?
So, the PUTINWORK roster right now, there's 4 people, 4 artists. Is DeevoDaGenius, of course, Sean Wire, Give DJ, and then C4. You feel me? So that's the current roster that I'm rocking with currently. So you know what I'm saying? We all got like all of them got crazy projects coming out. We got a good situation. So I'm excited, and you know, I'm just looking forward to it, man. Like we just be working, man. Like we've been working on some crazy music. So
I believe it. There's some real MCs as well. If Devo had stuck around, I was gonna compliment him how he's linking up with some real spitters out there.
Oh yeah, nah. Devo's curating ability is crazy, man. Like I recommend anyone that's listening, anyone that will listen, to go check out Where You At by DeevoDaGenius and check out Untitled 005. That whole project is crazy. One of my favorites on there is called Dope Man with C4 and Maystar. Where You At, just straight spitters. You got Reef, you got Inez the Weapon, just crazy. Then you got Sean Wire, Najee Jamie, and C4 just rapping their ass off the whole time. So yeah, go check that out. Devo is like a crazy good curator. Like he's producing at like another level. Like he's really bringing out some crazy talent out these guys. So I got a deep appreciation for him.
That's fire. I love when, you know, we cross paths like that with people that rock with each other for real.
Crazy, bro. He be working.
Yep. Speaking of which, we're gonna put the spotlight on you. So
oh yeah, man. You know I be low key, so you feel me? Like, yeah, ask me some questions, man.
All right. So first of all, I need to thank you that Stupefy hat that you gave me. You know, we always love when people give us merch. You gave me that hat, and that thing held me down. I wore it so long, I had to stop wearing it because it was falling apart, man. So like, appreciate that. And it always was a conversation piece when I wore it as well.
Yeah.
But then I read your, like, I'll call it a goodbye post that you did on Instagram, and it resonated with me quite a bit. And you were talking about how you started that company like at the beginning of your learning process, like it was more of a vision, and then you figured things out as you went, but now you were ready to start a new chapter and with those experiences as a foundation. So it was time for a new company, and that's where PUTINWORK came out. So like, what is this? Let's go. I'm excited because I read that and I was like, damn, it resonated deeply.
Just to give some context to Stupefy, you know, I started Stupefy, you know, in my damn near my teens, you know what I mean? And you know, it brought me, I got to see the world from it. Like it put me in places I never would be in and turned me into a person that I never would have became without it. And it got to a point where it didn't plateau. Not I plateaued, you feel me? But it got to a point where the company was kind of diluted within itself due to what it was built off of. Because it was built off of me being young, wide-eyed, not really knowing the industry, but knowing I wanted to create something that could possibly change and affect people around me in the industry itself. But I didn't know the industry, you feel me? And through it, I got to see the industry. I got to be a part. I got to be a contributor. I got to be a value to it and a value to the people around me. And I just felt as though it was time to grow. You feel me? And like I said, like Stupefy was a company of vision. So when you have vision, vision doesn't necessarily require sight. You know what I'm saying? It can be unseen. It's a mind. It's you have a vision of something that you want it to be, but you might not know the surrounding environment or the surrounding elements that may affect or you know, you don't know what your other end of that vision is. You feel me? Whereas PUTINWORK is a company of substance. You feel me? We handle, like one of our taglines is like, we handle the boring shit for talented people. You feel me? So like when it comes to like making sure your strategies are in order, making sure your paperwork is right, making sure you're not in no bad situations, making sure the legality of whatever's going on, making sure that you're treating your work like a product, and making sure you're treating yourself like a brand, and making sure you even know what that looks like or what that means, but then also making sure that we give you space to grow so that you're not trapped into the old ideas of yourself. You feel me? Like this whole thing is about evolution and elevation. You feel what I'm saying? So
putting in the work. Put in the work.
And understanding that, you know, like, you know, time taught me, and that's why I say that PUTINWORK is a company of substance, because, you know, time taught me that the work is way deeper than what you physically do. You know, it's also a lot of spiritual work, you know, a lot of grounding yourself in what you're doing and being present in the fact that you're alive, you know what I mean? And that's work in itself. So don't let them even dilute what work is. You feel me? Like really understanding that when you're breathing, processing, and being, you're working too. You feel me? But if you can consider it that way, if you feel what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. There's I remember reading something a while back, and it was like we have a very narrow definition of work,
Yeah.
especially in this country. Like we have a very narrow definition, but a lot of us are working all day long. We don't put it in there. We might think, oh, I didn't do any work today, but like there's so many elements to it, and it's so important to widen that because not all work is like has a paycheck attached to it.
Yeah,
and that's where it gets too simple.
Yeah, and the most important work don't have a paycheck attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to work is execution. When you're taking raw materials and turning it into something else, and turning it into something of value for the people around you, you're working, no matter what that may be. You feel me? If you could turn raw materials into something of value, it's work. Period.
Yeah, man. I feel like two important things that everyone, if they want to be here, do is like define what success means to you, and I think define what work means to you. So you understand when you're working and when you're not, and you don't. Those are two things that people will beat themselves up about because they'll see someone doing something, they're like, damn, they'll get jealous or something. But then if you think, it's like, I don't actually want what they're doing. It's almost like Shay was saying earlier, like, do you want this? Like, actually?
Facts. Yo, I love hayBand's energy, yo. She brought some great energy. No bullshit.
It's important.
Good,
and I feel you on all that too, especially the vision and learning as you go.
Yeah, man.
Because there's not a lot of information out. There's more now than ever out here. But when you started, you had to figure shit out.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. And it was just a different time period, you feel me? But it's on to new shit, you feel me?
Yeah, I feel it. And you've always been sharp with that. You've put me on some game. I remember you breaking down, we did an interview once, and you broke down like, you know, you're like, this is the like legal definitions of what just occurred right now. Like there's more behind this than an interview. Like, so I always appreciate the depth you brought to it.
Yeah, you feel me? I be, like I said, I read about this, I study this, I live this, like this is my day in, day out, every day. And then not only that, like, you know what I mean, by managing artists, like, and working with I worked with dozens upon dozens of artists, and I represented them in an array of things across multiple countries, and not including like even when building the company, hiring across multiple countries, and you just learn how deep this shit is. You feel me? Like it's deep, it's very deep. It's so then you learn that, you know what I mean, and being a representative for different people, you get to see like, you know, different realities, you know what I mean? And then it like it opens your mind, it expands your world like all the way, you feel me? So
hell yeah.
Everybody has trusted me with anything. Like if you ever hit me up, like if you trusted me, I appreciate you. Feel me? I don't take that shit lightly.
Bad. What's the biggest like lesson you learned? If you could talk to young Rob before he got going on his vision, what would you tell him?
Hey, my nigga, it's not gonna be as quick as you think, my boy. And when you get it, it's not gonna look like what you thought it looked like. And when you get it, you're gonna want something else. So understand, and it doesn't change. It doesn't matter. You can replace it with anything. You feel me? It don't matter when it happened. Like the minute you work, like that's why the process is more important than the goal. You feel me? You gotta fall in love with that process. And you know, he already knew that though. You gonna say he just knew it innately. You feel me? So I just didn't know it would be like this. You feel me?
I'm glad you're talking about that and like the spiritual work to it, or emotional, however you want to call it. You know, not everyone's comfortable with that word, but like it's as internal as it is external. Yeah,
it's mainly internal. Everything you ever experience is about how you process it. It's never happening how reality is so expansive that it's not ever happening the way you think it's happening. So you better control how you think it's happening, because it's never happening the way you think. If you get like that, you're never right. You get what I'm saying? It's like a beauty in that, because it's too expansive for you to be right. It's too expansive for you to actually know. Like, yeah, you can know your workings and you can know internally how you feel and how you process it, but that don't make it the truth. You feel me? And, but yeah.
It's too much. Yeah.
Too much going on. There's too much going on for you.
You're limited by your senses, and you got mad perceptions of your own that you bring to the table that is going to filter everything that comes in.
Yeah. So you never actually know, like, even when people, you know, make you upset or people make you happy, or it doesn't matter. It's all you. You know what I mean? So it's like when it comes to work, like, man, making sure you know that you know that every experience you ever went through goes through a filter that is you. So making sure that filter is right and making sure that filter is processing things in the way it needs to so you can grow. You feel me? Rather than looking at the outside, like the outside needs to change because you can't control the outside. You feel me? You could do all the work in the world. Like, you know, back in the day, like when I was a young bull, like I used to just think like I can change like the outside. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, so then I'm wondering why the outside is so combative. You feel me? But then it's like it's not my job to change that. It's only my job to process it and internally grow with it and then evolve through it. And if not anything taught me that, it was the pandemic, because you know, momentum was hitting, you know, things were going. I'm a planner, so I plan everything out, you know what I'm saying, from A to Z, you know what I mean? Like even hypotheticals I have planned out. You get what I'm saying? Like in my head in writing. So you ever thought a hypothetical would be that we would be inside for 2 years?
Man,
Where due to a airborne, you know.
if I've learned anything, it's in life is I cannot predict the future to that degree. Because like, who would have? No one. I'm still tight because I feel like summer 2020 was about to be crazy in the town. Like I was so ready. Like I could still picture the different lineups and things that I would. Because I'm talking to people too. I know what, like, everyone had so much lined up, and 2 years later, like some of it's starting to happen.
Yeah,
and you know, it's never gonna happen.
And then you just have to readjust to whatever life gave you. You feel me? And that's the learning how to readjust. You know, learning to take the punches or to take the benefits and to take the pros and the cons and just mix it into your own cipher. You feel me? And then develop a strategy that works for you to live life. You feel me? Like that's what putting work really about, for real. You feel me?
Speaking of which, man, putting work, we keep hearing that, but sometimes it's got a TV on the end.
Oh yeah,
what's putting work TV? That's what I want to know.
All right, so Putting Work TV, man, is a source for music creation and culture. You feel me? The goal of Putting Work TV is to showcase valuable artists and the process behind their art. You know, and to contribute to an industry that I feel like is very much important to everything that we do and consume, of course, because it's media. And I thought that, you know, Putting Work my company, but then me as an executive could contribute to the space, both regionally, nationally, and locally. You feel me? So I was like, why not tip our hat and try it out? And with me, I just want to bring a company. Like my whole thing is like bringing a media company that to New England that is volume based, that actually like incorporates every aspect. Like LFLD is on the content list for Putting Work TV. Like we want to write articles about the content y'all drop and just making sure there's a spot for it, because there's so many sectors. Like I'm seeing beautiful things develop. I'm seeing amazing artists. I'm seeing great media platforms, and I'm seeing great producers. I'm seeing great curators. I'm seeing great poets. I'm seeing great musicians. And where am I seeing all of this in one place? I mean, on your Instagram feed, if you follow Instagram, but Instagram burnt out now. You feel me?
Yeah, bad. It's so bad. I hate it.
It's really like, so you get what I'm saying? So, and you got to follow them. So I was like, okay, what's a way where I can create like somewhere of a platform where you know you can go here, and not only I want it to be very not one-sided. I really want to showcase like all of New England. You feel me? And I think I'm a great person, and this is a great company to do that, because I've had experience in every sector of the entertainment industry here. You know what I mean? And nationwide. So I'm just excited, like, to bring that expertise in a way that I'm just excited, man. You feel me?
I can tell. Yeah. So can we get a hint? Do you have like a piece, and do you have anything shot already that's coming?
Yeah, I mean, we did. Okay, we did initially. We shot a few. We have 80, 90 pieces of content already. Yeah. That we rolling out. I haven't said this to anyone. We're gonna start rolling out January. You feel me? January. We started in April, and we've been shooting every day since. So the main content, well, not every day, but enough, at least. Yeah, at least enough. We be ODing on it some days. And you know, like, so basically the content, the first content is Putting Work exclusives. You get what I'm saying? Which are just We have 3 series starting out, which would be called Confirmed, Tones, and then just the interview sit down. So the interview sit down is basically you just get the creatives backstory. Like it's like anywhere between 20 to 45 minutes, just you telling your life, you telling why you do what you do. And I wanted it to be a big database for press. Like, you know, the reason I rock with you, Sam, and LFOD is because like you guys do very on point journalism. You know what I mean? You see how you got notes, see how you strategize, you see how you prep for this. So for that, the first place you would probably go to prep would be a PUTINWORK TV interview. Because it's 40 minutes. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you know you're gonna get 40 minutes. It's not like another personality. It's just the pure artist.
It's ill because that's my goal with stuff. When I started this, I was like, people are gonna write about Boston hip hop at some day. People are gonna want to know what happened here. I want them to be able to like, boom, do this. Because I would Google and be like, there's no interviews. And then there's nothing. So start with mine at least, and then don't ask them these questions again. I'm asking these questions for you. Like,
and that's the thing. Like, even with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're one of the few platforms that can be honest that are actively engaged and like they actually take media seriously. Not to like where it comes to the point where you're reaching out. You reached out to Najee. You know what I'm saying? That's how we met because you saw value in that. A lot of by being these people's managers, by being these creative managers, I know about how much people are not reaching out to the crazy shit happening because very few creatives are crazier than the creatives I manage. So the fact that I know that y'all not reaching out lets me know there's a lapse in the market.
Maybe you're not tapped in. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's not the layers of like saying like, and it's not like I don't want to be biased towards it. It's just a matter of like, you know, like Sam is reaching out, like a few others have reached out. So I know you're doing your job properly because I know the amount of work that my talent put in. But the fact that some of them, even WBUR, do a great job. You get what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like actually reaching out, but then there's like, I just want to make sure that we're creating a standard, like all of us, you know what I'm saying, are creating a standard for what media should be. And media is not a friend market. You know, it's a we need to put spotlights on things that deserve spotlight. Simple. And I just want to make sure that that standard is set. And so I'm gonna set it. If you get what I'm saying, like just by
I do. And it can feel crazy as an artist, like because there are artists that are just like they're wondering when is someone gonna like y'all don't see me, like y'all don't see this. So,
and
like,
I just realized for me and my workload, like my first initial like me reaching out to someone can't be managing, you know, because then that I don't have 100 hours in a day. You know what I mean? Like, so if I'm reaching out saying, yo, I rock with you, and then because I'm a manager, then they think that support equals management. Whereas now I have a platform, so it's like I rock with you. Let's get you on an interview. So now it gives me an incentive to look for new artists, which I was doing anyway. But now I can guide them somewhere that isn't taking away all of my time.
Yep.
You know, so it's like a strategic move for PUTINWORK to not only, you know, discover more acts, help more acts, and give them a platform and opportunity to showcase themselves and talk about their story. But it also saves me, you know, can you be my manager? You feel me?
Yeah. And I want to say, like, I don't want to be like artists too, though. Like, do your job and like do reach out as well. Do that. Like, I feel like there's two sides of it. Some people like, because doing the radio side, there's some people who just expect me to like magically have their records. Like, how do you not have my record? I'm like, you really got to send it to me, please. Like, but like, so it's a give and take. But I feel you on like, there is a bit of that's always been the goal is like, why aren't people talking to this dude? Like, because I looked around and I was like, how is this dude's holding up like a whole sector of the city? And like, you wouldn't know that if you went on the internet.
Yeah, you wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Because who's telling the stories?
Exactly. That's one reason this is called Outside the Algorithm. Because it's like,
that's why I rock with you, Sam. Even your radio background, like even how you just handled the like Devo's mic sound, like folding off, like just the middle intermission, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like a, you know, you're trained to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like, you know, a lot of people now with the internet and, you know, Google and with AI and all these things to come, a lot of people are going to be independently trained. So when it comes to everyone being independently trained and then not knowing about the old ways, like they don't even know about the radio way. If you get what I'm saying, like, so now it's like, who's setting the standard? It has to be independent
Like you have to set the standard of how and there's not many in our region right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited. Like
I'm excited too, man.
I
Because
know
I
that
can.
you said what I mean?
I was gonna say I can feel it coming off you. Like
Yeah.
I can feel the energy. Like your excitement is contagious.
Yeah, man. And yeah, because we when it comes to this, like we put in 24 every day. You feel me? Like
yeah,
so it's just like I'm excited to do this for media because I know like it's not rocket science. Like we're on media platforms a lot, you know.
Yep.
And I don't know if you've seen I just view this differently. Like now I'm understanding what this really is, you feel me, or what these platforms really are, like in how they're just distributor information that we have complete access to. You know what I mean? Like where there's no gate in front of us, so we can literally distribute anything to the people that we bring into it. You know what I mean? And I just want to do that as properly as I can. You feel me?
I feel like it's gonna be done right, man. I'm excited. I'm like, I mean, bro, you're speaking my language. Like,
yeah,
you started recording for it in April. Like,
yeah,
deal. That's one reason I feel like we did okay during pandemic stuff. A lot of the interviews I dropped are 2 years old, but like I didn't ask people questions that would keep them in a box. Like they were, and then I could.
Yeah, it's not trendy.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't ask, what do you have going on next week? It was like, well, who are you? Or whatever. Like, and I'm big on building content. If I could say something to anyone who's trying to jump into media, like, don't like record mad episodes before you start dropping them, because something's going to happen and you want that stash and you want to be able to work down. Like,
especially if you're doing it independently, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's like there's so many moving parts and you don't have like the infrastructure to really like. That's the one thing the reason I did it like this, you know what I'm saying, is because I didn't want to just drop and then we figuring out how we're gonna drop again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, we good for, you know, I did 2 waves. Like we do, like instead of season, we call them waves. So I did 2 waves before, and then when this dropped, the 3rd wave will be in production. You get what I'm saying? And we basically made sure that we had everything set up about where location, about how equipment, like to where it's like locked in to where we can, and we got the structure to be able to sustain it. And the big thing was like, you know what I mean, on the first like 40 interviews, it's my director of operations, Steph, doing the interviews until we got a new interviewer named Zoe. He comes in on the 2nd wave, you know what I mean? He killing it now. He's off to the races. He's a star. So now we got, and you know what I'm saying? So and you know, now helping the next wave with media personalities and putting the same because you know I've been a behind the scenes motherfucker, you feel me? So I just, you know, I've been just developing things like a lot, you know what I'm saying? So much so that nobody really may even know how many things I developed, because they're just out in the universe. You feel me? So you get what I'm saying? So now like being able to develop something like putting work and feeling firm, like I feel like Stupefy was like my apprentice company, but I apprentice under myself, you know. And now putting work is like my, okay, this is, I can stamp it, you know what I mean? And you can see me stamp it, and I stand on it, you feel me? Like, so if anyone come to me, I got 100 answers for 100 questions because I live this, you feel me? So
all right, let's go. I'm excited about this, man. Like, I didn't know what you were gonna tell me, but I was like, he's got something coming. Like, yo,
what did you think? It was just some real, like, what did you like?
I didn't know, man, because like again, I know you know your shit, right?
Yeah.
And I know, but it's been like mad cryptic. Like, I know you had the it looked like the footage on it was from the Come As We Are release party. It looked like it was from that show. Like, I knew you.
No. We did We Got Us. It's my company. My event company is called Now and Never. So we did some shit called We Got Us in June.
That's the name. We Got Us. My fault.
Yeah,
I didn't have that in the notes, but I remember. I know you had that show, and that was a huge success. And then I assume that was what got into the footage on the like PUTINWORK.
No. We threw a whole nother party.
Oh,
yeah, we do a launch party. We threw a launch party to just announce that we're here. You get what I'm saying? That we're doing this. So we like Now and Never is my events company. So
okay.
Now and Never is basically like we throw it in like unique venues. Like the launch, the We Got Us in June was at Prince Hall right there in Dorchester. You know what I'm saying? A venue that a lot of people don't use for rap shows. So, and then the PUTINWORK TV launch party was at a Renner Center, like in the middle of Union Square.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I know that rent center.
yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. So, so you know what I'm saying. So that was crazy, and yeah, so, yeah, so now or never, we just we try to throw unique experiences and unique venues, and it's like a one-of-one each time with like different artists, through a festival last year, through 4 or 5 events this year, and gonna throw a few next year. You feel me? And
That's
yeah,
dope.
I'm building that too.
So yeah, long story short, I saw, yeah, you got mad stuff going on. I saw the video and I was like, okay, it's lit, like first. And then like second, I don't know what they're about to drop. I don't know if it's gonna be a channel that like, you know, is playing music videos. I don't know if it's a media company. I don't know. I didn't know what it was. So,
Or,
and
yeah,
it's dope to
nah,
hear that it's your own content. Like, you know.
yeah, it's gonna be a multi-dimensional media platform. So it's gonna exist on our, of course, our website. It's gonna exist on Instagram. It's gonna exist on Patreon. It's gonna, like, bro, we've been really grinding it out. Like, in each thing will have its own service. Like, we really want to use these platforms to create a world media-wise. So if you follow us on Twitter, you're not gonna get the exact same content as you follow us on Instagram. But then if you go to our main page, you can really see a lot of articles. Like I said, we post like 4 or 5 articles a day right now. We haven't even dropped. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so you know, so like and we're just when it comes to, then there's gonna be the exclusive, which is the original content. We have a few writers that we work with, and then we have, of course, the interviewers, and then we have the shooters, and then we're gonna keep making series. We got different series in production.
Fire. I already know it's gonna be on the metaverse at some point. Like, I know.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Web3, man, but that's a whole nother story. You feel me?
Yeah, that's another conversation for real. And yeah, we'll save that. But
so, yo,
what's up?
How you been feeling? How's life been for you? How's everything going? You're in LA now?
Yeah, yep.
When did that happen? When did that change happen? How you feel about that?
I like it, man. I wear sunglasses every day.
Or it'd be like 70 degrees over there, right? 60 degrees.
It's been getting cold, man. It's been in the 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
Rainy or nah?
So right now I'm in Vancouver actually, and it's rained every day. Yeah.
Yo, you just be traveling.
My sister married a Canadian, so like I'm up here now. So I'm checking it out, but I'm ready to get back to LA because it's rained like 6 out of 7 of the days I've been here, literally from more. I saw the sun yesterday for the first time since last Thursday or something. But LA, yeah, I like it, man, because I was traveling at the top of 2020, and I ended up, you know, I was in Atlanta for a minute, and then similar story, I was in LA just checking it out. I thought I was going to go back to Atlanta, and then stuff started happening, and it just felt like a city where you want to, you know, keep moving with the momentum when you have it. So it's been cool. I've been figuring it out, man. And it's been interesting balancing both coasts. I don't know if you heard at the beginning, but like, that's one reason we're actually like bringing a new DJ onto the team, and someone new is going to be doing LFOD radio starting in next year. So I've been interviewing DJs all day. So if you are a DJ tuned in, hit us up. We're adding someone to the squad. So we can have someone there that's able to go to all these events and stay tuned in. Yeah.
I know a DJ.
All right, man.
Yeah. Give me him.
Hey, man, I'll talk to him. I'm down to talk to him.
Not just hit me. I'm his manager.
I'll hit you. He's gonna hit me. We gotta do a little interview. But
yeah, word. Say less.
And I think what we're gonna do, I'm still figuring out the details, but I think we're gonna let our fans decide. We're gonna put it to a vote like next week. That's who's gonna end up being the future of it. So it's cool, man. Similar to you, I feel like we got the nuts and bolts, and I figured out how some things work, and I want to give, put someone else behind the wheel and let them, take it to their dreams.
Now you can, focus on, building your business rather than working in it. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's the.
Yeah, because when you work in it, sometimes you can't see the whole picture, and as the business owner, you got to be able to see the whole picture. You feel me, and be able to grow it and sustain it for the long term. You feel me?
You got to put on that CEO hat, that manager hat. Like, you can't be on the line or
you know what I'm saying? Because then you can't see the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? And seeing the whole picture as the person who's making the decisions is ever so important. You feel me?
Very important. So I'm excited about it, man. It's been a lot of growth. I've been learning a lot about like, you know, balancing a national thing. I haven't lived in Boston since 2019, which is kind of wild.
I'm hip.
Like,
I remember you hit me when you was moving. Yeah,
there's mad people that think I'm like just not going to their shows.
I did not in it. Bitter.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, bro, I don't even live there. So I'm happy with the job we've done, like maintaining, like, you know, knowing what's going on and still being tapped in. But I'm excited to
Being a
like,
great support for artists. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, we have another gear we can hit though. So I'm excited
Yeah.
to hit that like with somebody who's in the city. And then dropped a couple series this year too. It's been cool. We're just like, I feel good, man. It feels like I'm happy about what we've done. Stuff that you say is, you know, cool to hear. Like, it's good to hear that the work is appreciated. And then 23 is just about like making it all make sense, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, you've been putting in the groundwork. Like I said, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You've been reaching out to artists. You got good content. You know what I'm saying? Like your content, like we got
Appreciate that.
or TV. I'm trying to do something called homage. You know what I'm saying? Where we actually like take you know, content that may have been released in the past and then like pay homage to it with an article on the page, with no matter like via different platforms. We got like Museum TV, of course, the LFOD is on there, C-Dub is on there, you get what I'm saying? Just old content that, you know, it still holds value, you feel me? Because it's people's stories and it's timepieces. And you know, and I'm thankful for the people that did the work to document the stories of the past, of the history of our city and the creatives in it. Like, because a lot of people didn't. A lot of people did not see the value in this. You feel me?
Yeah, and it's only gonna grow. And
like,
and sometimes when you're early, like that's how it is. Like some artists, like that's one thing I've learned, and it'll be interesting. That's one reason I started doing these is sometimes we were having hour-long conversations with artists who, to be real, like they didn't have a lot of fans who might want to listen to them talk for an hour. So I realized we got to have a more bite-sized thing. You know what I mean? Like, so it's been learning about like, I think they're dope and they're super interesting, but like we got to, not everyone is looking to meet a new artist in that way first, you know? So just learning the different ways to put people on. It starts with a playlist, it starts with a song, a little bit more interview, and then it goes in depth from there. So
yeah.
But keep me in the loop with what you got going on, dude, please, because we've been we blast out the monthly newsletter as well. So you know,
y'all got playlists and stuff, right? Don't you? Yeah, y'all got the LFOD playlist.
Yeah, we do them on the radio, and then we have like Mixcloud. You can run them back. We don't have like a Spotify one at the moment. I've been thinking about that, but
it definitely dropped that. That'd be hard.
Yeah, I get, you know, I'm wearing a lot of hats, man. So some stuff, it's like, that'll be cool when I have a minute, you know?
Yeah, no, I got you. I know who's some people in the city doing that great. Like Boston Big Four does it great. Like they keep that updated. I noticed. And I think there was like one more that was like caught my eye, like how often they update it, and they always know what's new. I rock with them for that.
That's what's cool. And I've been tapping in with some West Coast artists, that dude RieLa and like a ton.
Yeah, he's got good energy, man.
Yeah, and then like there's some cool artists out there that remind me of people on the other coast. So the goal is to just connect these dots now.
You back in LA with it?
What's that?
When you back in LA?
I fly back tomorrow night.
Okay,
so
word. Say
I'll
less.
be there for the years. Yeah. I'm out there, man. And any artist that's out there, like if I know you a little bit, like you got a couch for sure. So like pull up. Like on my travels, people have shown me so much love and so much hospitality. So like my goal out there is to be, you know, that person that I bumped into along the way while I was moving around the country. So any of y'all, if you included for sure, and anyone watching, if we're tapped in at all and you want to hit the city, let me know.
Hey, say less, my boy.
That's what I'm with, man.
I'm in LA sometime next year. You feel me? I'll hit you about it. Especially, you know, we're dropping. I'm EPing C4's next project. It's called Spirit of a Warrior. So we're gonna definitely do some activation in LA. We're getting it together now, working on the plans for it.
When I bumped into him in Atlanta, which is dope too. Just moving around, bumping into people in other cities. Like, you know what I mean? We rarely connected in Boston, but we both were in Atlanta the same weekend. Like, and he was telling me about LA. He loves that city.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. He's got great energy, man. They loved him down there too.
Yeah, nah, facts, man. He's a star, bro. So I'm super excited about what's going. You feel me?
I love it. Well,
Do
man,
you have
what's
any other
that?
questions? Ask me anything, man. I'm here, man.
Okay, you want to talk. I don't know you as being this talkative.
He
Like,
said, what?
I don't. I guess like, damn, I
You
try to
got me in
be
emotion. You got me in emotion. So what's up? Like, I'm here, man. You can ask me
okay.
anything for real.
Okay, so he's putting me in. So you are in Boston. You're moving around. You got these artists. How do you balance? How do you balance the managing these artists, getting them the attention they need, with getting the attention for these new artists that you're going to be introducing us to via PUTINWORK TV?
Word. That's a good question. You feel me? And I think it's just about, like me setting my time with each artist, you know what I'm saying, that I manage and I work with. And of course, they're prioritized. Any artist that's signing me on the management is prioritized. They're top priority when it comes to it. Now, and when it comes to any artist coming through the PUTINWORK TV infrastructure, that's completely different. You feel me? So my goal is to make an infrastructure for PUTINWORK TV. So it might be a lot of front end work, but eventually it'll be self-paced. And then I can focus on my artists, you know what I mean? Unless PUTINWORK TV just takes too much, but then I'll have an infrastructure for other managers, because I've been, I mentor different managers and things like that. So there's always going to be I'm a big believer in just making sure that each brick is laid. You feel me? So there's always going to be new managers. There's always going to be new media people. There's always going to be new. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that they're supported. You know what I'm saying? So that's, and my artists and everyone I work with know that's my main goal, is to just make sure that, we're laying down the bricks properly and that we're taking the proper sacrifices to make sure that we have a sustainable model for the next decade or so. You feel me?
Sustainable is the goal, man.
Yeah, sustainability, man.
I feel it. Yeah, people get hung up on growth, and growth is important, but if you can sustain it and have something good, like
brick by brick, inch by inch, slow motion better than no motion, what my father always said.
Man, your pops got it. He understood.
Yeah, you got it right, man. Wise man.
Yep, that turtle wins the race every time. Speaking of which, so you have mentees under you, you're mentoring. Is there, while we're giving some flowers, like, is there a mentor you had, or a teacher, or someone in your life that like you would give some you want to shout out, that like put you on some game, put you in a direction?
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You feel me? I had a father. He wasn't in music or anything. He just was a solid man. So I learned a lot of my lessons from him. And then I had these things in behind me. You feel me? You feel me? I had books on books on books. And then I had experiences. I went from there. I didn't have no like big homie in the music industry or anything like that. And to be honest with you, I didn't really want one. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But that was just me though. You feel me? But I get all my lessons I got all my lessons on how to be a solid individual from, the man that raised me. So
yeah, that's fire. No, that's really fire. Like, that's a gift. That's a gift for real.
Yeah. And then so when I just used his lessons and the lessons of my grandfather and lessons of like just solid men that I met that they could be like, my father was a mover. You feel me? Like, he didn't care about music, like in the industry, like, he loved music. He was a lover of music. My mother loved music. And they were just good people. And they just taught me how to be well-intentioned. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They taught me how to take myself seriously. And then of course my family pours into me. You feel me? So, so using that and applying it into music. And that's why I think I'm able to come with a different approach from it. Cause I didn't come with, a lot of these older cats and this shit slimy, especially the motherfuckers who was, finessing CDs cost $1 to make. They're selling it for $38. You know what I mean? You feel me? And then when that came, they was tripping, trying to get it back up. You feel me? Any way they can, taking from artists' pockets, doing a whole bunch of back end deals, taking artists' whole shit. And, I just never really cared about that type of shit. I just want to see great music get made. You feel me? And good people flourish. You feel me?
Yeah, it's dope that you're passing it on. You mentioned the museum TV a bit ago. The first time I talked to Noble, that's kind of what he said to me. He's like, there wasn't anybody for us to like really look at as blueprints. And I had some people that looked out for me, like gave me some gems, but like, he's like, it's on us to be who we needed for this next group. Because there weren't a lot of people around like in media or doing things. Like, we were just like, well, we need this, so let's figure out how it works.
That's because the reset happened. You feel me? which that like, you know, this class of people like me not having a mentor and Noble not having a mentor. I don't know if you had a mentor, you feel me? Like just when it comes to that class of people, like a lot of people I know, like in the age of starting like 2014, a little bit earlier, 2013, 2012, a lot of them didn't have mentors, and that's because there was no money in this shit. So
No.
the snakes that was mentoring people, like it's really was just a Ponzi scheme, but they put it as mentorship. So there was nowhere to be found when it was just straight. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people that was in this shit from like 2013 on, it was straight passion work, because a lot of the music industry, like when I tell people all the time, like when I came into the music industry, you know, it was the worst year financially for music since 1956. Like statistically, you feel what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? So there was no money because it was the advent of streaming then caused the downplay of CDs. So then it was just a weird, because there was not enough. Like I think Apple Music wasn't a thing. It was still Beats Music. It was still a Beats platform. And even before that, it was something else. And then Spotify had like 7 million paid subscribers or something. No. 2 million paid subscribers or something like that. Now they got 20 million, 30 million.
Right.
So you feel me? Like it's crazy how life changes. You feel me?
Yeah, I will shout out. Yeah, there have been some folks that have like dropped gems. Bedlam's always put me on game, but I wouldn't say like that's still somebody who's coming at it from not the position of a media person. You know, they're familiar with the industry and could tell me some stuff about that. But yeah, it's wait, what year did you start? What's the worst year? I need this. This is a good trivia fact. 2014.
Yeah. Check out art, and that was based off of like RIAA. You feel me? Check out their stats. You feel me?
Okay, I feel it, man. The industry is like. I've been talking with my homies lately about like whether even the album or like recorded music is even going to be the go-to for how this next generation consumes music. Like there's a lot of changes that we're going to be a part of. Like we saw crazy restructuring, you know. Devo was talking for a minute about digging. Like I was digging on Napster, you know, YouTube download and the other thing.
And mega upload, you feel me? And just a lot of different takes on music. And I feel like even when I was talking about on Twitter the other day, like FYE, you know what I mean? I used to go to FYE as a kid and listen to, like, you know how they had the CD section. That's how I found out about music. And I think like, you know, curated discovery is going to be key going forward. So consumers are going to learn like new ways to like listen to music and gain experience with music. That's going to be beautiful. And there's going to be people that have done media or have done marketing or have done different things that are now going to come into the space, because now there's an opportunity for growth, which I'm blessed for. Like I love that, because now there's going to be fire things going on.
Yep. I've been thinking, FYE CDs. Like I was home, you know, a bit ago, just like cleaning out stuff or whatever, and I found a bunch of like sampler CDs that I had gotten at concerts over the years. And like this must sound crazy to people, but you used to go to a concert and like label reps would be there and then hand you sampler CDs with singles from their whole roster, and you go home and you listen to it, and you might have like that might be the CD you had, because like you didn't have unlimited music. Like you might listen to that CD over and over. I've been just thinking like, how do you physically put a CD in someone's hands today? And that's like that's the next level to it, you know?
Yeah, and I just read an article Billboard Pro just released today that said like there was the weekly record for vinyl has been broke. Like it reached a new record all time. 2.2 million got sold this week.
Just this week?
Just this week, yeah. 2.2 million.
Right.
And it's up 3.9% from last year, where 41 million were sold last year. So now it's up 3.9%. I think like 45 million or some shit was sold or something like that. But Taylor Swift sold 68,000, which is about,
I was about to say Taylor hopped in the game.
Yeah, she sold 68,000 last week, vinyl only, not streams, not nothing. So you get what I'm saying? But vinyls is just cost a lot to produce. I'm trying to dive into that game. I really want to get into it, but it's just production. The production is not
super backed up right now. You need to.
Yeah, it's not kosher right now. You feel me? It's hard to enter, but I'm loving that it's getting physical again. You feel me? Like, because then that's where I can really be a hustler. I don't like the streaming shit. There's too much weird fake finesse on that. Like even when I tell my artists or I tell people like, you got to really question what is a stream, what is a view, what is these metrics, what are the guides to these metrics, and then you find out that they counting 1 second as a stream, or they're counting 3 seconds as a view. So that means it's not even consumed. Like, just give me the sales. That's the only metric I care about. Give me $15. I don't give a fuck how much you listen to it. But if I'm chasing after something that isn't a real metric, you know what I mean? Like, or a real measurement of, and then it gets you into the process of thinking like, yo, these fake measurements, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting, bro. We're in an interesting time period.
You see it when people have to start canceling tours because they think they have fan bases that they don't. It's crazy. It's a trip for everybody. You might want to look into this, man. Someone put me onto it a while ago. It was like early on in development. I don't know if it made it there yet, but there is like a home vinyl, like single press machine that was in development at some point. I don't know if they were 3D printing it or if it was a thing where you could get the vinyl and then it was able to cut it for you. But you may be able to do some cool, like really limited run stuff, depending on if it's worth the investment to like buy that machine. I think you'd still need to get the lacquer and all the stuff you'd need, but yeah, the actual production, the actual factories, I think there's 3 that are capable of doing it right now, and you need 9 months to a year of like lead time. So
that's crazy. Yeah, and then man, it's just insane right now, bro.
Cassettes are even worse. Cassettes are a good physical, actually, because you can do your own. You can buy the blank ones and just dub them yourself. And it feels cool to sell someone a cassette because they rock with you because they can't play that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's hard. Yeah, no, I just try to look that up real quick, the vinyl press, but I'll check it out once we get off of here.
Yeah, man. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff. What I've learned most tonight is you and I need to be in more contact with each other. So
what you thought I was antisocial, Sam? Come on, man.
I don't even know.
Yeah, what did you think? Let me hear what your preconceived notion was, man. I'd love to know.
That you're antisocial. What I got to tell you is I have a text I'm looking at right now from Devo at 9 o'clock saying I'm hopping right on a laptop. So hopefully Devo's like well somewhere. I'm gonna tell him he's running out of time.
Nah, it's all good.
But nah, man, I don't know what I thought. I didn't think you were antisocial. We've always had conversations, you know. But I don't. I should have texted you and just said, "Hey, Rob, how are you, man?"
Bro. Like, especially like once we start working these rollout plans, like I'll definitely be in contact because I'm definitely more like what I will say is I'm definitely PUTINWORK is much more collaborative than Stupefied. You know what I'm saying? I was very much like not as like open to, you know what I'm saying, like. You know what I'm saying? Because that's because I was learning, you feel me? I was just doing things like that. I had to learn the systems of things, you feel me, and do it my own way. But now PUTINWORK, like I kind of like I know this whole thing. So now I'm like, it's fun now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm having fun with this company. Like shit, man.
I feel you. I think we got some overlap because I was just talking to these DJs that we're gonna bring on, and like I'm probably not gonna physically be in Boston when they like do their first episode of LFOD radio. And 2 years ago, I get shivers thinking about even picturing that because, like, I'm like, what? You're just going to come in here? But, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got, like, procedures, best practices. Like, they're going to get a handbook. But it's, like, it's cool to be in that space where you're, like, cool. Like, I know, and I know how to give someone enough of a framework that, like, they can head out there and, like, figure it out, you know?
Yeah, make it happen.
And it'll happen. And there'll be some growing pains. But,
working on your business and not in it. You know what I'm saying? It's a book called The E-Myth. You should read it.
I've read The E-Myth.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I know that you're not supposed to be wearing, you have all the hats, but like if you really have to, most businesses don't make it out. If you don't grow, that book was about the adolescent phase. If you don't get out of the adolescent phase, you're torched. Like mad people get there, and then if they aren't able to expand, they just get overwhelmed and then crushed.
Yeah. And then you end up going through some shit. You feel me?
I've been meaning to reread that book though, so maybe that's my reminder. I need to reread it.
Yeah, that's a great book.
That's good. While we're putting people on books, The Big Payback. Have you read that?
Yeah, no, I I haven't read it. I skimmed. It was too much. It's like 800 pages. You know what I'm saying? But what I took, look at this is what I took out of that book. The key, that book changed. Like, so this is how I do sometimes with books that are that big. I take what I need, and once like a thought is sparked, it did a job, and I'll come back. So what that book sparked is why I entered media space.
Really?
Yeah, because why I entered the media space, because in that book, they were talking about how the early DJs thought that the recorded rappers were corny. So they didn't even record music, even though because they were selling out the clubs. So they thought that they didn't have to enter the recorded rap space because why? I'm selling out the clubs. I'm doing this, that, the third. That's not going to do anything for me. That's not going to do it. Like, that's not no money. Like, look at them. They're not even, the dope boys are really the cool ones. And then we're really the ones rocking it. And they're just in this weird middle ground. And then I'm looking at it, and the description of that reminded me of like Academics, Adam 22, like these media guys that I see like somehow have power or like information in this music shit, but then I don't know the credibility of what they're doing. And then you look at them and you say, me as a manager, I wouldn't waste my time with that. But then it's like I'm missing out on a frontier of the future, like because I can acknowledge it. And then so when I read that book, I was like, yeah, man, I got to do a media company.
Man, shout out Dan Sharnes.
Yeah, it's crazy you mentioned that though.
Hey, that book, that's one I've lent to people like hip hop heads or whatever, and it comes back to me. They're like, man, this is too much.
Man, it was a lot of information, bro. Like,
oh man,
too much, but like it broke down like bro, like, and I tell that to artists all the time, like, bro, like you can look at something like it's lame or something, but you gotta think that someone said that recording a rap was corny.
Exactly.
And the first rap to breaks, like they didn't respect Sugar Hill Gang or Curtis Blow. Like, you know, the first rap to go in that book, it mentions it. The first rap to even go gold was a Christmas rap by Curtis Blow. Like, so it's just like, you know what I mean? Like they weren't respecting recorded rappers. So
the other thing in there, man, and this is like, it's funny given the stream comment, they were juking the radio stats to get their records played. They dropped the moves where they would have different people go to record stores, every record store in the city, like, yo, do you have such and such album? And then because they knew record store owners talk to each other, they'd be like, yo, did someone ask for this thing today? Yeah, someone came in here asking for that. And they would do that. And then they'd finally have to carry it. And then they'd call mad stations like, yo, play this, play this, play this. And then when they checked with their folks they did their due diligence, asked the record store owners, and like, yeah, people have been asking for that record. And then it gets on the radio, and by then the order has come in, and when people go to buy it, and it was like,
it's like finessing it. You feel me?
Big finesse.
That's crazy.
That's and then like
that streaming shit similar. You feel me? Like it don't. It's really, it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is like an interesting thing. Like it's like
smoke before the fire.
Who made these metrics?
Yeah.
Like the fact that someone can literally be right next, like you can literally like finesse it. And I'm not a fan of it because I like what's real. But I like what's real. I don't like fake views. I don't like fake streams. I don't like none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? If 100 people rock with me, 200 people rock with me, 400 people rock with me, I'm cool with that. 400. I don't got to make it look like 4,000 like that. There's value in 400 people. Like we 400 strong. Like I can bring out 400 people on my show. I can bring out 500 people. Like I don't need to pretend I'm bringing out 30,000. Like that don't do nothing for me. Like those numbers don't do nothing for me. Like even when people brag about it, it just don't do nothing for me. Like I'm not like, let me see people. Like give me 10 people. I see value in that. Give me 20 people, I see value because that's 20 people. You get what I'm saying? But when you
real people.
But yeah, when you faking numbers, like what's a number? You know what I mean? Like what's a number with no like there's no like calculation.
Same deal. I tell it to people on here, like, we may not always have the most people watching, but like the people that are tuned in, it's like, these are the people you want to see.
Yeah.
What you can't find that behind a number, you know?
Yeah. You don't know the value, like the value of the view. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
People that there's no contributing when you have 10 people might watch it that contribute. You feel me? That's it's gonna lead to something else for you.
Bro, those streams that we had Devo on when we were doing the Instagrams, like, yeah, we weren't hitting quarantine live, levels. We weren't like, homie out there, but like artists mad times came on, and then I'd get a DM later like, yo, someone from New Hampshire just brought my record. I'm like, I'll bet they did. Like, because the people that watch our shit like buy music, you know what I mean? So you only had that, and that's how it goes. Like, you never know. But you try to provide quality, you know, viewers, audience, whatever. But yeah, that book's great, man. There's lots of gems, man. Sprite, I didn't realize Sprite basically made hip hop happen. Like, so many corporate deals like got it in the door, just like knowing people there. And then like I always remember, it's kind of funny the way it paints Diddy. Did you read about Diddy in there?
Now, how did it paint him? I didn't
Basically,
get that far.
Basically Diddy was like the biggest pain in everyone's ass, and like would just pop up and like give me something to do, give me something to do, give me something to do. And people would like, go away, and he would just keep coming out and be like, give me something to do, give me, and then fine, carry this box. And it was like, and then he would like, carry the box, but give me something else to do, give me something more to do. And he just annoyed the shit out of everybody. And like, just to get him to stop asking, they would just give him like and that's how he just rose through it. Cause he was gonna be like, it was easier to just like give him what he was asking for, because he was gonna keep asking, but I want that desk, I want that job, I got an artist I need you to hear. And like, he was just relentless, and like to the point he had no shame. Like, his ego wasn't even in it. Like, because I can't ask somebody, or I haven't asked somebody that many times repeatedly for something.
Yeah, I'm not into that break.
But, and it makes sense too. Then if you look at him, you're like, okay, I could see how like he wanted it, and he just was gonna keep, you know, on them. Like, he would be in the DJ's ear every night, and it's like, unless you like locked him out of the building, and then he'd be just waiting outside the building. So it was like, this dude's gonna keep hitting us up. Like, just give him something to do. And then he outworked everybody once they let him in the door, basically, or almost everybody. I don't want to, you know, disparage any, you know, execs, but
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know, my favorite exec is like Barry Gordy and Dame Dash. So
yeah, shout out Dame. Barry Gordy Jr. I saw him give a speech at or a talk at Harvard a bit ago, and that was where I got what I was saying earlier.
Barry Gordy Jr.
I think so. Was it Barry Gordy? I think it was Jr.
You sure? You sure it was him? Or you talking about? Did he have an app?
No, let me double check, man.
Yeah, that's hard. I didn't know Barry Gordy Jr. did something.
Was it him? I feel like it was. Let me not. Maybe it was. You know who it was actually?
Isaac Hayes the third.
Huh?
Isaac Hayes the third. He be out here.
No, it was. Let me get his name right, because now this is an old school. Yeah, it was this dude, Prince Alexander. Do you know who that is?
No, I never heard of him.
He's a like record producer, but he did stuff with Barry Gordy Jr. And he's out here, and he was talking about Prince Charles Alexander. He's got a Grammy, record producer, blah blah. But he was around. If this is who I'm thinking it was, no, I swear it was Barry Gordy Jr. But homie was talking about basically being an entertainer, and like, I'll double check. I gotta find the flyer. But he was talking about like how it's like the word he hates when he hears people complain about being in the entertainment industry. He's like, this is like, there's only so many of these jobs. Everyone wants them. Like, you better have fun with it. Like, you might as well enjoy this shit. You might as well entertain. Like, you're not a fucking surgeon. You're not this and that. Like, it feels like there's a lot of pressure, but like, you're not making life or death decisions. You're entertaining people for a living. The whole point of this is for it to be fun, man. Like, and if you're not having fun, like, just please make space for someone who's gonna appreciate it.
Actually, like, take on the experience how it's supposed to be taken on.
Yeah, he was so like refreshingly against getting jaded, because like so many people can be jaded, and the other gem
experience.
Yeah, he dropped that, and the other gem he dropped was this was when like Migos was like right up on top, and he was like, if you don't understand why this Bad and Bougie record is like crucial right now, like if you don't understand the importance of this record, like find a different industry. Like he's like, if you don't get what this means and how, like, and he was just breaking down how the industry reacts and how you have to be, you know, sort of fluid within it. I think I gotta get this name. I'm gonna drop this guy's name in the comments after when I figure it out, because he was talking about they had a like huge album early on, and they literally switched genres like overnight. They started as like maybe a jazz band or something, but then they saw like that was just not gonna be the wave. But they're all talented musicians, so they like recalibrated and then like made it happen. And it was just like little bits of insight like that, which were really helpful. But I also think if you do your thing, like the waves come back around to you anyway. So like, don't chase waves. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, nah. The trends always happen again. Like that's just be yourself. You feel me? And do the best you can do. And platforms change. You feel me? Like that's the number one thing. Like a platform. Like I remember, you know, it was MTV. You know what I mean? It was before MTV. It was the box shit. Before, after that, it was TRL, BT, then it goes to where motherfuckers are just on their phones, but then the phones got a whole bunch of subcategories. Then that you getting your information from here, there, the third. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like the way you get information will always change. You feel me? But what information you're getting, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you can always be being a part of the information, if you get what I'm saying. Like, but it's more about just knowing what information you want transmuted, like what information do you want people to receive on your end. You feel me? That's more important than anything else. And when you make quality, bro, like I tell people all the time, even when I first started this shit, like this shit is about making timeless shit. So what's in the word? Timeless, nigga. Like I'm not about to I'm not about to force it, bro. My shit can hit in 7 years. My shit can hit in 100 years. I don't care. This shit is timeless. Like we're not chasing moments. We're not chasing illusions of what right now is, because right now doesn't exist. There's only the present. You feel me? Like it does not matter it's in the future. Like it's another present, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think time's even real, man. I've only experienced right now. I've never experienced another time in my life.
Yeah, and that's another thing about even time. Like what are these metrics? You feel me? Like it all boils down to who made these metrics. You feel me? We just are. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like if you create, you create it. You feel me? And you know, keep things to being like in this shit as an entertainer, as an entrepreneur, as anything, is treat the people around you right. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, you never know who becomes what, how they become what, and what opportunities they can extend. So
that's true.
Do good, be a good person, make good shit. Repeat.
Yep. Exactly, man. The world's hard enough. Like, don't be a dick. Like,
yeah,
like cool. Like, you know, and yeah,
be a good person. Repeat.
Time is useful for scheduling. Like, yeah, be on time, like with that stuff. But like, time is not. And dude, especially, man, it's wild to me when people are like, "Yo, that's my old shit." Like, most people haven't heard your music. Like, that's a fact. No matter how big you are, most people in the world have never heard your music. And now with the way it is, because it's not like things can get lost, but like it literally is timeless. I remember it feels like every couple months some song from the 70s gets like rediscovered and is popping out of nowhere and someone is charting. I remember Fleetwood Mac with that dude with the ocean spray. That happened in 2020. Like, they weren't even trying to promote that. Some dude was just filming himself riding around, and like then they had a Billboard charting song like 50 years later. Like, time is super like not real. As long as you keep paying those DistroKid fees or however you're uploading it, like someone can always find your music. So bro, I feel like this is a good ending spot. We got into it. We're spreading some positivity, like be good people. It is a small industry. It does come back around. Like, you will bump into
when you see on your way up, you see on your way down, and in between. You feel me?
Yep. And it's all smiles around me.
How you be careful how you talk to people. Be careful of your back ends. Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful. Stay dangerous. Be good. Have good intentions. Be a good person. Be good.
That's it, man. The golden rule: treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on, Sam. For real.
Thank you for coming. I'm glad we chopped it up. You got my number. I got yours. I know we'll be in touch. Tag me Same thing I said, homie, tag me in the stuff that's dropping so I can
Yeah,
share
it's gonna be live on YouTube. I'm gonna take this. You know what I mean? Dude,
Let's
you know what I
go.
mean? Treat it like a brick. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
that's what you gotta do, man. And I appreciate it. Yo, shout out to the artists that do that, man. Like we're gonna send you some clips. Everyone here is gonna get at least one clip. But like I love it when an artist comes on and does some stuff and they run it through their system and like because an interview you can stretch it as long as
Oh yeah,
you
I'm
want,
gonna treat
man.
this like a brick, man.
You
It's
get
a brick of content. What you got? You got like an hour of me talking, man.
yeah, you told me, yeah.
You got an hour of me talking in 2022, man, before I really launched PUTINWORK TV, man. This is
You're gonna study this. My
let's see
God.
what happened. Hey man, before I leave, you know what I'm saying? Just patience, man. Just you'll see what happened, man. Thank you, Sam, for having me, bro, and put in work. Let's get it.
Appreciate you coming. Happy New Year. We'll talk in
Let's get
23.
it. Run
All
it up.
right. Yo, at PUTINWORK TV, you see it right there. Make sure you tap in with Rob and the gang, see what they have going on. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight outside the algorithm live. We do this on the last Thursday of every month, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can tap in then. We'll have more artists on the way. If there's someone you want us to talk to or you're interested in hearing from, let us know. We got some other big announcements in the next one. The homies at Newberry Comics hit us with a bunch of exclusive limited edition vinyl. We're going to start doing some giveaways, doing some stuff like that. So if you're a brand and entertainer, you got tickets you want to give away, we're going to make this as exciting as we can. So real excited for 2023. All these artists are people like I'm a fan of, especially after now. And we'll have links to them below in the descriptions. We also just dropped the season finale of Outside the Algorithm Standard Edition. I don't know, not live, but that's the originator for this. So we tapped in with artists both in Boston and LA and in between on there. You can find out more at lfod.life, of course. And what else do I want to talk about? If you're a DJ, please hit us, Samuel, at LFOD Life. Same deal. You can find that flyer on our Instagram, Twitter, etc. It's just at LFOD Life. And if you are tuning in and you enjoyed this, I'm off the script now. Rob got me like freestyling. If you tuned in and you enjoyed this, please share it with a friend. It's all organic. It snowballs from there. This will be up on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at LFOD Live. Spread the word. It's all love. Keep in touch, y'all. We appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate everyone who's rocked with us over the past however many years, minutes, days, seconds you've been on board. Shout out the whole LFOD fam, all of our members who make this possible. We'll be back at you in 2023. Happy New Year, y'all. Peace.